am back with a video explaining why I called my meat stock in the video. I guess there was some confusion, and shout out to I Love Food for asking me some hard questions. I like that. We get dialogue. I like intellectual dialogue where you come, you ask me questions and I can answer. And of course my goal here is not to confuse anybody when I make videos. Sometimes I guess I assume that people know the method of cooking, but I understand that you don't. And my brother actually advised me with the whole YouTube thing. He said, assume that whoever is watching your video knows nothing about cooking Liberian food, so you want to explain everything in detail. But sometimes I get caught up in just cooking it, you know, how I know how to cook it. So, and my bad. Today I will be explaining the Liberian method of cooking, basically West African method of cooking actually. And so there we go. Is usually whatever meat in here, you usually find turkey, smoked turkey. With the turkey being smoked, the texture is a little bit harder. Goat meat, again with skin on, is hard. So you basically with African cooking, you're seeing everything with meat, skin on, meat, skin, bones. Everything is all together. And I don't have the chicken right now, but most people will use the chicken. Again, hard chicken. So you just have that in there. Add water. Season. Most people eyeball. And then I add some, just my own herbs, whatever I feel like. This onion powder. This is just an example how it goes usually. So you have all that. Is usually that's enough seasoning, and you cook it until you feel like your meat is soft enough. Goat meat will take longer. Chicken will take longer. Most Liberians I know have pressure cooker, and they'll just pressure cook their meat for about 10 minutes, and then it shortens the cooking time, of course. So after you're pleased with the texture of your meat, you just add, as per the last video I uploaded, it will be cassava leaf. Put it in there, let it cook. That's the basic Liberian method of cooking. Meat in, soup in, whatever vegetable, everything in, let it cook for some time. And another seasoning preference is just the Maggi. Most Liberians will use that. Most Africans, especially West Africans, will use Maggi as their form of seasoning. You can find that, use the Knorr seasoning base. That's usually available at Walmart or most of these stores really. Any form of seasoning base. I've noticed most stores will carry some form of seasoning base. Most Africans, that's their choice, is Maggi. Maggi can be found at any African store, and most Asian stores, they should carry Maggi. It's pretty popular for ethnic cooking. So I hope that was helpful. Right now I'm trying to go through the traditional Liberian dishes, and these are just recipes from my mom that I learned growing up, and some things I've definitely tweaked a little bit too along the way. It's always different in every household. I know most Liberians are determined to have their food cooked the traditional Liberian way, how they know it or else. But you know, I'm different and I like to tweak things. So once I go through the traditional way, I'll bring some more things in there too, because my mom, she always had a bunch of different ways that she'll make these dishes, and you feel like it's different. Like the cassava leaf video, I thought it was a thing for people to cook cassava leaf with peanut butter, but I didn't even know it wasn't. Most Liberians don't know that you can cook cassava leaf with peanut butter. That's how I learned it growing up, and I've loved it ever since. That's one of the only ways I'll cook cassava leaf, because it tastes better to me. Because the texture of cassava leaf, if you don't know how to cook it, can go really. So I'll see you in my next video.